ますか。聞こえてるかどうか知らん。コピーできてなーい。マジかい。よいしょ。マイクの音声入ってるから一応確認しとこうか。オッケー。じゃあやりますか。はい。マイク音声ありの方がなんか需要あるって聞いたんでやってみますか。まあ、普通に雑談しながら適当にやっていきます。やばい。BGM。よいしょ。自分で BGM つけて。入ってないよね、BGM の音声。それ確認しとこう、ちゃんと。
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
こんくらいどうだろう。大丈夫かな。よいしょ。まあしょっぱなからいきますか。乱歩そうだなこれ。
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. This defense for the Steelers, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
On 2nd and 7, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. And they've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Brandon, you know, this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is Tavon Austin. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
カバー2だからジョンソン開くんじゃないかな、これ。あ、いるね。あぶねー。あぶねー。あー、なるほど。
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
Here's a keeper by the QB, and he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or
正直大して変わんないから、むしろサードの点よりセカンドの14の方が楽。
Now they face a second and long following the holding
これ
penalty.
どっちでも良さそうだな。X がついてる方を大きいにして。ブロックしてくれよ。ブロックしてくれよ。
With 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but
yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple. The biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it, and on that play,
最初のドライブタッチダウン食らったのと一緒ってことで。
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum down.
Absolutely, there's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Throwing now, Jackson on first down, steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That time, a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Second and 5 now. Jackson, flush to his right. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today.
Harris. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive. And they want to finish it off the same way.
An option handoff given to Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed and get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January. And
touchdown, Chargers. Mike Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Love. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. Forced out to his left. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up. Behind the chain, 2nd and 13.
これはフィッツパトリックで
Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 50.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Meanwhile, take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, just do it.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the first round. Last in the league in rushing as a team last year were the Steelers. They're expecting Harris to kickstart their running game.
And nothing much, and that's it.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
カバー3だったのにカバー1だったらだるいな。
Jackson. It's brought in by Harris. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
So,
Jackson now. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now fourth down. On fourth down, the rookie Presley Harvin on to punt for the Steelers. DeAndre Carter back deep. Punt of 38 yards officially, and the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. His throw complete right side of the Parham. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Out to his left. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Orlando, the coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 2nd down, Eckler.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now a look at the backup, Daniel. He does it to Eckler underneath, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
On
1st down, it's Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. He's got Allen. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. This will be play number 7 on the drop. Herbert off of play action. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. After the interception, here's Jackson. He completes it to Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free, and there's another example, another incompletion.
それ通らんのつらいな、普通に。
Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
They live to fight another down, right?
This time they stay on the ground. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we sit at our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that.
Those this run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Jackson. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot.
It's
simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice tackle.
Now Jackson.
Holding.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
ディフェンスに封印されてるというよりかは自分のミスコールが多すぎる気がするな普通に。
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. It's Eckler again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And looks like they've got 6 DBs on the field here for a 3rd and 9.
これで変えるんやね。
Here's Herbert. That's in
Yeah, let's go.
Eckler. And some room to roam now. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
They go with the empty set there. 5 receivers in the formation. Normally, you want to have a running back in the block, but in this case, he's lined up to the right, and he ends up getting the football. A lot of confusion caused defensively, and it turns into a big play.
Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. This defense wants to start this ball game. They've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Throwing is Jackson. He gets it complete to Harris. To get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On first down, here's Love. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
なんかこれカバーワンっぽいな。
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Deontay Johnson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Charger drive about to get going. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
ヘイワードに関してはリアルでこれやるんだよな。マジでえぐいよ。オールプロじゃないのがマジで納得いかないんだよな、ヘイワードに関しては。ヘイワードマジでオールプロに選ばれてる人たちよりも成績いいんだよな。それで選ばれないのは泣けるよね。バディ・ジョンソン操作してください。
A shotgun snap for Herbert.
And
this is caught by Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. Brings it in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a touchdown. Mike Williams His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. A running play there, going to get 11 as they get a quick first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well. And
Jackson hit and he lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
What I think of here's opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores. And they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Jackson on first down.
それは濃厚すぎるな、タイリー。
That's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
On first and 10. It's Jackson. A slant to Jones. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Julio Jones. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point put through by Boswell. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
これはマンカバーのまずなんか絶対 RPO をしてくるからマンハライン
The Charger drive about to get going. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit. And you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
危なっ TJ バットそれ引っかかんだよ
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler.
いやそれここまで出されてるとしかないから
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Mika Fitzpatrick, the all-pro safety, up to make the play. Six yards left on second down. Once more, here's Eckler. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
これ止めないとダメだよ。どうするかな。
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
So that's going
to be complete to his tight end. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
まあフェンスがひどかったね今日は。
And they will take a knee here.
ディフェンス結構頑張ったと思うこの試合は。
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write it into this one.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd.
まあ後から見る人たち、アーカイブ勢の皆さんにはちゃんとマイクが通ってるかとかそこら辺にコメントしていただけると助かります。ではでは。
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And I tell you what, one thing that you and I featured as a storyline was that they were facing the NFL's #1 defense coming in, and they really took it right to them.
Yeah, they didn't blink, did they? And instead of just saying to themselves, let's make sure that we minimize our mistakes and try and play a conservative type game, they attacked right from the beginning. Said, we got to go after these guys. I think sometimes you take the #1 rated defense by surprise when you do that.
So for the Chargers, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gault. You've been watching the NFL.